April the 7th, 2019. Guys, I said I would do a late afternoon weather update. Now, notice one county on the Louisiana-Arkansas line. It's in Arkansas, right in the center, is under a flash flood warning. There's a very small supercell that just went over that area, and we're going to look at that on radar. Now, your pinkish areas are the severe thunderstorm watch. You see that? And the orange sections in the center of this are severe thunderstorm warnings. So you've got watch in a large area, and you're starting to see the warnings pick up. And again, that dark red, when the flash flood warning in South Arkansas, is going to be indicative of what some of these cells can do. You can see the flood warnings and things like that, flood advisories. So the ground is saturated. But again, here's your current radar. You can see your timestamp. Now, what we're going to be dealing with is a lot of heat. Now, it's colder north of here. The Arctic vortexes or vortices are extremely out of whack. Why? During grand solar minimum, as we always have a strong solar wind stream, you have a lot of coronal mass ejections, solar flares, and when those strike the shields of our planet, guys, it energizes the dynamo, the easiest way I can say it, inside the planet. When the sun weakens and goes into grand solar minimum, that dynamo that is not as strong, more energy is absorbed into the earth, more pressure is put on our tectonic plates, our volcanoes. Now, so keep an eye on that. Also, space weather is Earth weather. You're looking at live, as I'm doing a video, solar images from the Solar Dynamics Observatory satellite. Guys, this is giving us an Earth-facing perspective. It's usually a little higher or lower than the Earth because of its figure-8 orbit. But what's happening is we haven't seen a lot of sunspots lately, but we have one coming around this limb of the sun. So as it rotates around in the next few days, you're looking at it through different solar dynamics cameras. This will be Earth-facing. And we're already starting to see some rise in our X-ray flux. I'll show you that. Just a quick image, still image. You notice your coronal hole at the south pole of the sun. But to the left, that's where our energy will be coming from. We haven't seen many of these. This is solar X-ray flux. You notice at the top, that's when you're going to have an X flare or a strong M flare. It doesn't matter. But let me say this, because that our satellite sensors that give us the X-ray flux and the ground sensors, guys, coming out of Boulder, Colorado, that energy is not facing Earth now. So you'll see that rise as it comes around towards us. This is a far right image from a totally different satellite called Stereo A. We used to watch Stereo A and B back since 2012 for a few years, but B is down. But Stereo Head 195, this is a direct view from the side of the sunspot that we're seeing from the other satellite on the SDO. It's turning around and will be facing Earth about where that arrow is. And if you look at the current position of Stereo A right here, and B, which we're no longer getting signals from in the blue, it orbits behind Earth, but it's not behind the sun. It does do that in certain periods of the rotation. We've seen it go behind the sun and lose signal, but most of the time it is behind us. So you're looking from A straight into the sun on that last image. Now let's go back to a third satellite. This is LASCO C3. We've seen it many times. We watched comets here. We watched coronal mass ejections, solar flares, and it's been very calm. But notice to the left side, again, Earth facing. We're going back to the same angle that the Solar Dynamics Observatory gives us. You notice the energy there. That's coming from that backside solar flare area. And as it moves forward, we'll see that. Now, I'm not saying we're going to have any strong flares, but we're already, according to the X-ray flux chart, picking up the side burst energy. Again, that chart is just, again, it's not showing you the strength of the flare, just what's being picked up in our direction. So we'll keep an eye out on these three different satellites, guys, and we'll see what changes we have coming. Again, this affects our Earth's weather. Don't forget, coming up in about an hour and a half or less than that, as you look at the video, at 7 p.m. Central, 8 on the East Coast, 5 on the West Side, we're going to be live on Blog Talk. This I'm not going to talk about. Look at it. This is what we're going to talk about on the show. No tags. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is getting unreal since that occurrence in one of the Five Eye countries. Look at it very closely. I'm not going to mention it. I'm not going to print anything in the descriptions. But join us on Blog Talk Radio and you will get an earful, my friends. Heads up. Be safe.